If you're getting divorced and you're wondering about how you sort out your finances on that divorce, then this is the vlog for you. Hi, I'm Caitlin Jenkins, I'm the family law vlogger, and today's vlog is about sorting out your finances on divorce. One of the things that people often ask me when they first come to see me, having decided that they need to get divorced, is how they should sort out their financial arrangements. There are lots of different ways that people who are separating and divorcing decide to sort out their finances, as there really isn't one size fits all, as it very much depends on your circumstances and those of your spouse. So there are a range of options, from people sitting down around the kitchen table and working out who's got what the assets are worth and what they want to do with it, to various different processes for helping people to sort things out. So for example, mediation can be an extremely good way of helping a couple sort out what the arrangements should be, and there's a separate vlog on the Family Law vlog about mediation and how it works. Likewise, a collaborative law process where you have two solicitors and the two clients who deal with everything in a series of meetings in a very collaborative way can also be a really good way of trying to resolve the financial arrangements, and again there's a separate vlog on that. A further option is, of course, to use solicitors to help you sort things out on the financial side of things. Now that can be in a variety of ways, and it really depends on the solicitor that you instruct as to the sort of options and approaches that they're prepared to adopt. Sometimes the solicitors are just involved to help the parties around the outside, so more on a sort of consultancy basis than actually proactively sorting things out for the couple. So giving bits and bobs of advice around the edges as the couple try and reach their own agreement. Sometimes the solicitors are more involved and there's more a solicitor-led negotiation than the couple themselves taking the lead in trying to sort out the discussion. And in that sort of scenario, both people tend to have a solicitor helping them, sometimes only one, but usually both. And it's the solicitors who take the lead in terms of gathering information together, and the negotiation takes place direct between the solicitors with the client's instructions, of course. And the final process for sorting out the approach to finances on divorce is a court process. Now there is a court process which you can use once, and it can be started any time the divorce proceedings have been started. So you need the divorce process underway first of all before you can start the court process on the finances. This process is called the financial remedy proceedings. It used to be called ancillary relief proceedings, but they're now called financial remedy proceedings. Financial remedy proceedings are the process whereby the couple are encouraged still to try and reach an agreement as to what the financial arrangements should be between them. But ultimately, if they can't reach an agreement, and there are lots of opportunities in the court process for settlement, but if they can't reach an agreement, ultimately at the end of that process, a court will impose an outcome on the couple and decide what should happen to their assets. So their property, any other assets they may have, businesses, pensions, liabilities, other properties, investment accounts, all sorts of things. Fundamentally and ultimately, a court can impose an outcome on people if they can't agree what should happen to those assets on their divorce. In the financial remedy process, a court can also decide what should happen to income, so can order maintenance payments, which are called periodical payments, from one spouse to another, and provided it's agreed that the courts deal with this, they can deal with child maintenance, etc. as well. Otherwise, child maintenance is dealt with by the Child Maintenance Service. The detail of the process for each of those different ways to try and sort out the finances on divorce are the subject of separate vlogs, but I suppose there's just a couple of things I wanted to flag in this vlog as they're relevant to your decision making about which process you want to use. Whatever the process you use, the first thing when you're trying to sort out finances is to understand what each of your financial circumstances are. So what is there? What assets are there? And then secondly, what are they worth? So what is a house worth? What's in bank accounts? What are the liabilities? What's a business worth? What's the income stream? What's the average income been over the last few years if the income is uneven? What's a pension worth? All of those sorts of things. So what is there? What have each of the couple got? And then what is it worth? So once you've got, whatever process that you're using, that will be the first stage. The second stage in any of these processes is then to try and work out what the financial outcome should be. Now that's where people usually need some financial and some legal advice. They need to understand, with that spectrum of assets and liabilities and income, what it is that if a court were looking at it, even if it's not a court dealing with it, it's one of these other processes of mediation or solicitor-led negotiation, what would a court do if it was sorting this out? So what is the benchmark for what a reasonable outcome could be? So the second stage is, what's the negotiation outcome? What can you try and sort out? And the final stage is then to have an agreement reached, or if you can't reach an agreement and if a court has been looking at it, to have an order of the court, deciding what should happen to all of the assets and all of the income. Now, in either of those circumstances, so whether you've reached an agreement or whether a court has had to decide it for you, what you need is a court order reflecting the agreement reached or the order made by the court. Because it's very important, after having gone through this process of sorting out your finances, that that's an agreement that you're both bound by and that you're bound by for the future. That then is an overview of the various different ways that you can think about to adopt to try and resolve the arrangements between you for the finances arising out of your divorce. As always with the Family Law vlog, these are only headline terms, and if you need some detailed advice about your situation and what the best approach would be for you, then my details and those of my colleagues at the Mills & Reeve family team are at the end of this vlog.